Okay, so today what I want to do is go further into awareness, what I was doing. So, the object of awareness is knowing what is real and what is unreal. So, we'll have to go through Kayagatasati Sutta, MN 119. So, the first thing that needs to be done to see, so what we need to do is to see what is inside this body. This is required for all of us because we are connected looking at this is my body. Okay. Just like we have something like this mouse. So the best way to understand the mouse is to cut open this mouse and see where is the mouse. That makes it much interesting. No matter how much I imagine that it's not a mouse and this is what it is and that is what it is, instead of that, what I could basically do is to break open this thing and see what is underneath. So then when I make each one of these parts, I would find no mouse being there. We might say this, we know it. It's not that we don't know. Yes, we know it. But can you stay on this object of you breaking it for the whole day? That's the difficult part. It's not about we can't open this up and see it. We can. But can we stay for the whole day? For next few days? For next few months? Till in the mind, this thing goes away, fades away. Now I might question saying that why I need to do this? To break the kamachanda. The kamachanda is on the mouse. The kamachanda is not on what is inside here. It is packaged. This shine is there. Skin also has a shine. So we would like to have a shine. And we make it glossy because that's how it should be. So we put on creams and other things to make it glossy. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? That's not the question here. The question here is what it contains. What's the content of this? So I can say this is a mouse. Well, I can imagine mouse has the following parts. I can read. But it would not help me unless I break open the mouse. That's the only way I can let go of the mouse. Is there any other better way to do so? And the answer is no. Intellectually, I can know that this is a mouse, but it's not a mouse. Intellectually, it's made up. Fair. But I like Logitech mouse. Or I can have Apple mouse by Logitech, Apple mouse. Will I break Apple mouse? I won't, because it's dear to me. What is dear to me can never be broken. So what do we do? How do you break it? And that is the illusion. Breaking this is an illusion. I know it will be broken. That is the same way the body will get broken one day, and that one day is not today anyway. I'll take care. I will ensure nothing happens to this mouse. That's the same way nothing happens to this body. So I'll try to decorate it. It's not that we shouldn't decorate the mouse. You should. You should use it for what it is given. Okay. Have a nice place to keep this mouse and do whatever is required. One another example. So this is the trackpad, what I have. Um, this was gifted by Anusha. So one day what happened, I had put it on a charge. I did not remember to take it out of charge and I pulled it. It fell down and broke. You see here, I've put some sticker because it's glass, it's broken. Now you might ask me a question, throw this out and then buy another one. But I want to see that this gloss on this is not truly there. I see here, the gloss here, but you see this injured thing. And the body is also the same kind. So what I did, I put a plaster and I put a black color so that doesn't become visible that it is broken. And I'm using it. And it's used for the function. That's no problem. There's no kamachanda. But the moment I feel hurt, oh shit, this is broken. And it makes me restless. And I want to change it. First, I will worry over it. And my wife will come and say, I've told you many number of times, be careful with what you keep. And she's right. And I'm very unorganized. And then I pulled it, it fell down and broke. So what's the guarantee that this next one will not break? No guarantee. But I will keep. Well, now what will you do with this then? Kamachanda is so nice that you will throw it out. Earlier, this was such a nice piece. But when it is broken, you don't want to keep it. The love was for the full thing. But the moment you find that it's no longer full, it loses value. So what I do, I take this and without caring, I throw it in the bin. And from here, it will go to the trash can down there. And the person who picks up the trash can, he'll just throw it like this and it becomes 100 parts. And by the time it goes to the some place and they will remove all its parts and they will sell it and make some money out of it. So if I see this in action, it means I throw this and I wait for that person to come and take it. And then I will go along with that. So there is around 40 kilometers from Bangalore, there's a place where they dump all this. And then the rag pickers come there just like hyenas and all that what Buddha is talking about in that sutta. So they come and extract parts of it. And they literally hunt for gold, right? So then there's silicon, so they get the money. So then the glass has no money, but other components have. So they take the ICs and the resistors and all of that, and then they make money. So then they go. There is another place very near to that, and they go to that place and they take all of this in different parts, and the person gives him money. So can I follow this route and see that from the beginning it was worthless? From the very beginning, not that it became worthless now. From the beginning, it was worthless. So in my mind, that was a value. It's not truly there was a value. No, there was no value. But in my mind, there's a value. Now that is devalued by this Thing broken. Ah, yeah, now I can see this. Yeah, broken. Okay, now this devalued. So let's say in the making of this Apple ecosystem, and then this becomes a hindrance that everything is looking spick and span, and then only this one. So what do I do? Throw this in the bin, which was something very extraordinary few months ago. I was just playing around with it. Now that interest is gone. It is broken. So then, can I do the same thing with this body? That's the awareness. That's sati. On kaya becomes kayagatasati. And the kaya means collection. So I'm literally opening it up. How? You can't open up your own body. Not possible. At least in here, it's a non-living thing. You can open it up, or you can throw it down, or do whatever. But this one you can't. So what's the solution to it? What people do in Satipatthana also, they start from the beginning. It is Anapanasati. That's the wrong thing of doing. It's not for me. It's for somebody like somebody in Kuru, who were, majority of them were Anagamis, at least, or they were Sakadagamis, and they were Sotapanna. And all the sutta concerning Kuru is that they're very intelligent people. Unlike me, a dumb person who can't understand. So what I should do? I should go to the last one. That is to open it up. So what do I do? Should I go to the channel ground? Yes. That's where you can meditate. Because every moment a body comes in, like this piece, it's no longer working. So what you do? Burn it. Or put it in a coffin and put underground. That's the only thing you can do. Or like the sky burial of the Tibetans, give to vultures. And that's what you can do. So, what is the learning for me on that is see from here. Don't see from there. See from here. Oh, this is applicable for those countries who still have this kind of crematorium. But we are Western societies and we don't have like that. What do we do? Excellent question. Don't you go to toilet every day? Can you not meditate? What is going here? What's coming down? Essenceless. For that, you don't have to go to charnel ground at all. If you don't switch on the exhaust fan, and if you were to close everything, and if you were to not flush, the next person gets disgusted. Or in fact, you yourself will feel disgusted. Jigucha. That's exactly what is coming on. And on top of that, a lady goes inside there and she's menstruating, and the whole blood is coming there, and there's no flush working. And then you can't tolerate the thing which is coming below. And that menstrual blood smell is really, it hits you. but there is no window, small window, not even a good window, and no exhaust. And then I'm supposed to sit on that and finish my thing, but I can't wash. And there's no paper towel either. Now that's what it is. So, in this, where is karma and where is chanda? You don't have. You're so disgusted and repelled by it, just want to run away. Now you can't run away because there's no paper. Now what do you do? How do you wash it? Just imagine this scenario. Now, in Buddha Dhamma, there's nothing called imagination. So he says, manasikara. Make your mind see that. In the Chula Shunyata Sutta, he explains that. So for us to get into this kayagatasati, just watch this. This is one example. Oh, this is too crude and too graphic. Okay, let's take another example. You go on a walk or a jog, and then you remove the dress, put it on the washing machine or wherever you put it, a soiled one. Try wearing it again. You wouldn't be able to wear it. The stink will not allow you to wear it at all. Once you remove it, you can't wear it. You require a new pair of that. Let's try another one. Socks on the legs. It stinks. Your leg stinks. Unless you wash your legs, you can't tolerate, you can't take that. It's ammonia, actually. The body is producing ammonia. You can't do anything. What do you do? Wash your legs and put that socks to wash. Now what you do? Don't wash your legs and try wearing the same socks again. You can't. Because disgust is real disgust. So the objective here is to get jiguccha, attiyati, harayati, jigucchati. So these three things have to come in sanya. So what sanya should I create? Attiyati. Atti means bone, basically. So this frame, okay, is a bony frame, minusing the flesh. It's just bony. If you've seen somebody very lean, no figure, completely skinny, no figure, that means in a woman, if I am obsessed with hourglass figure, there's no figure. Anorexia, that means she's so thin that there's nothing left in that body. Now, considering that woman versus a plumpy or a shapely woman, my mind flourishes on this and repels on that. I can't make out the shape. So what I do next is extraordinary. I will keep that as a meditation object as opposed to this. And what happens? You get repelled. So it becomes attiyati. Now, this example is even more cruder than what all I gave. It's like this, like a dog holding onto a bone. It's biting, thinking that in that bone there is some flesh. Little it can understand that when it is biting, the gums are getting pierced by the bone. So the blood starts oozing out from the gums. Unmindful as the dog is our life, that we are chewing something which has no taste. What the dog does, it starts biting it and enjoying the blood which is coming from its own mouth. It is thinking there is some food there. In the same way, when we see the opposite gender, there is food. What we do? We want to relish it. It's actually just skin and flesh and bones. There's nothing out there at all. But since I don't have sati, awareness that this is unreal and what is real is just mud, because I just went to the crematorium and I saw it's indeed just a mud. There's nothing out there in the coffin. When you put down the coffin into the ground, after a few weeks or months, if I open that up, it has no person sitting out there. It's just something eating it. So basically, what do I do sitting at home? Yeah, take an object which is shapeless and take, if you like light colors, like fair skin, take the darkest skin. If you like big eyes, takes the smallest of the eye, like that, and then you make it and see. You get repelled by that, and attiyati can be seen. That means just like the dog holding onto the bone, you stop holding onto the bone. So you get harayati. You feel like somebody is peeling off your skin, like a cow skin is removed. That's called hara in Pali. So harayati means you just peel off the skin and see what's beneath there. Beneath there is just flesh, red in color, filled with pus and blood, nothing else. So, how do I see it? Simple thing. Take a mango or take some fruit, peel it little by little, just the skin, like papaya. Just peel off the skin. That one and this one are the same. Don't eat the papaya, peel it off. And when you peel off, there's no papaya left. It's just flesh. So then the question comes, how many types of flesh are there? There is vegetable, fruit, and animal flesh. When we say flesh, it means these three things. Because if you look at the makeup, the whatever vegetable you eat is converted into an animal fat and animal flesh, even in human. It's not that a vegetarian will have vegetarian flesh. No, it's flesh. See, if I cut open a chicken and if I cut open a human body, there's no difference. Absolutely no difference. Even a cow or a hen or whatever chicken has its own heart. Here also same thing. It has brain. Same. But when I ate it as a vegetable, there was no brain there, or there was no heart there. But this is what it is. It's a transformation. So the food is transforming into flesh. That means the vegetable is transforming itself into flesh through the process of chemicals. There's nothing to be worried about. That should I eat non-veg or veg? They both are the same. It's only about killing something and eating versus picking something and eating. That's the only difference. So, can I not look at the outer skin, peeling of the outer skin of a, let's say, radish or beetroot or carrot, cucumber, and of peel off the skin? What remains is the flesh. In the same way, if I peel off the skin, what remains is the flesh. Can I maintain that sati? If yes, then the concept of a person goes away. Then I don't feel attracted to anything. In fact, I get repelled by sights. I get repelled by sounds. I get repelled by taste. I get repelled by touch. I get repelled by smell. I get repelled by thought. And that happens. At the crux of that, the wisdom opens up to see things as they are, not as they are presented. And that state is when anagami is born. Because now he has seen for himself what is real. Now he has awareness. So then sampajanya. So it's from nice word sampajanana. Pajanana is to know. Sampajanya is to completely know. Now, in Goenka tradition, it is said like arising and passing away. The question is, what is arising there to pass away? Well, from the food, this body arose and it passed away. So I went to a restaurant, like what I and Ariu kept on doing. We went to Madras Cafe or to Mylapore or whatever, wherever we went. We had idlis every day. And now he has turned himself into a South Indian. Even now he keeps on eating idlis. So his daily breakfast is idlis and vada and buttermilk, if I'm not mistaken. Now still continue, right, Ariu?
Only Italy, no other.
No vada. Okay, only idlis. Okay. So he's becoming like me. I only eat idlis. Oh, good. So if Ananda would have been there, Ariu, he would have exclaimed, as the teacher, so the student, idli to idli and chutney to chutney is the same. Anyway, so when we eat idlis, does idli come out from below? And the answer is no. Will the idli stay as idli once in the mouth? No. So do you have idli in the first place? So there's no enjoyment of anything at all. So what I had is idli, but what really was eaten was mud, because all those came from mud only. So what comes below? The mud. Simple. Let's say I have done my agriculture sciences degree. What do I develop? I develop manure. How do you develop manure? Same. So first you take the leafy thing and put it for the nature. And then the organisms will come. They eat, they shit. And that is manure. And where do you find manure in our body? It's in the armpits. For whom? For the organisms. What do? They come and eat. And they have colonies. That means they go to office, they earn for their living, come back, 5 times toilet, and they die. And because it stinks, meaning it starts to become liquid, sweat by nature has no smell. The smell in the sweat is because of organisms, which we call bacteria, but they are organisms. So when we say organism, they're living organisms. That means they live on food. So from here to everywhere, there are organisms. They thrive on everything we have. So the sati here is nothing is mine. Neso mama. Why? Because it doesn't belong to me. It's not mine. It belongs to the nature because they come. Now I put on this t-shirt. In few hours time, it starts to decay. And it keeps on decaying and decaying and decaying. By the end of the day, it stinks. So what do? Before sleeping, have a bath. That's the best you can do. But does that remove these organisms to come and not thrive tomorrow morning? In fact, the moment you take the bath, they start again. And how many types are there? There are so many types of fungus, so many types of bacteria thriving on the same body. So when I touch someone, I'm touching a bacteria, basically. It's so disgusting. And when somebody is putting nail polish, so many bacteria enjoying that very thing, lipstick. So many bacteria. Because it is food. What is lipstick? It's a food for something else. It's chemical. So what it does, it burns your lips, but at the same time, it becomes a food for someone. Now comes a man wanting to kiss that very thing. It's filled with bacteria. I don't know how. How on earth can you do that? It's all those bacteria will enter inside. And where do they reside? In the teeth. And what they do? They flourish. Now, if you don't want them to flourish, then what you should do? Floss, dental floss. Then where do you go? To the dentist. What they do? Clean it. And how it smells? Disgusting. So, then with this sati being there, you see everything without a person. Because the other person was there, he wouldn't have allowed the bacteria to thrive on his body. or her body. So you can't run away from bacteria. And in gut, it's called gut bacteria. You can get erased of many bacteria, but what about gut bacteria? Without them, you cannot digest food. You have to have gut bacteria. So what do? You find source for bacteria, which is called as probiotic. Did you eat that? That means you require millions of bacteria to cut off your food, make it into small pieces. It's a factory. Nothing can be done. So this way of seeing is kayagatasati. You're literally getting into the sati of what is real inside this body. And then you see it's only Patavi Dhatu, Apo Dhatu, Tejo Dhatu, Vayu Dhatu. Only four dhatus when you cut it. So Buddha gives an example, just like cow being put in four parts. We might read it, we might even recite it beautifully, but it doesn't stick into us because we have not started from the last. See what is inside the body, just like I showed you that mouse and other things. What is inside the mouse? Throw it down and see it. So wait for somebody to die or leave the body and go, so that whomever I loved my wife. When she's no longer there, that's the right time to do kayagatasati. Because you can do whatever you want with that body. You can cut it open. Where is the wife? Not to be found. Then where should I take it? To the crematorium. What do? Burn it. Then they give the ashes. What you do? Put it to the river and forget all about it. That you ever had a husband or a wife or a son or a daughter, because it never existed. And that's it. I think that's it for today, for practice. This is exactly what we are going to do in Australia when we meet on kayagatasati. And today Shenial has not joined. He has some meeting, so he joined and he left. But anyway, that's the whole idea of doing this series, is what we are going to do there. So those people who can't come there can still do it at their home. So now you see from backward, whatever comes down is the input. Whatever goes inside is an output. That's the real sense. Now you might say, why we should see this way? Isn't life interesting? Yes, it is. You have to enjoy life, but knowing this is a plastic life, meaning just cover it up. Just covering it, but you know deep under it's this dirt. But what is depression then? Depression is a state of mind when you can't see reality, you get deluded by the reality. Be careful that after knowing this, you shouldn't feel depressed. You should feel energized and disgusted. So you'll feel very happy that it's removed from your mind. If you get depressed, it means three things. Number one, You are so attached with this that this is causing a tremendous turmoil on you, or so much pain on you. Veena, especially for you, to be very careful. You'll get into depression. So you shouldn't. Second thing, if you have attachment, you can't do this. You'll get depression. And third important thing, if you can't see it at all, it will immediately cause depression. The Buddha Dhamma is always depression oriented. And hence, not many people go into this. That's first of and foremost, nobody will go into so much of detail what I'm saying. Even if they read the Gatha or whatever, they just keep iti masmim kaye kesa loma naka danta. They memorize it. Good thing is that they don't experience it. Every day they'll be reciting. Once in the morning, once in the evening. Nothing goes inside them. Just like Dr. Madhukar is there, he might be cutting bodies, but still he loves his wife. If all doctors were to do that, then there wouldn't have been any wife left or husband left. Let's say there was a male gynecologist. There are many male gynecologists. Does that mean they have got disgusted with the feminine parts? Because they're doing it day in, day out. No. They still are attracted to feminine parts. Because of delusion. They're doing it day in, day out. They're exactly doing that. Let's say somebody is like in the case of Merin, who is a midwife. She's in the delivery room all the time. All the time. And the baby, when it comes out, it's disgusting to watch. Just like shit coming from one hole. But do we really see it that way? No, we give it in the hand. Look at the mother's happiness. Wow. Wow, what a child. But do we feel it? No. And that doctor, male doctor, he's seeing this not for the first time, seeing it for the nth time in his life. Does that make him not have children? They will. Does it make him not have making love with his wife? Because that is profession, this is personal. But that's the reason Buddha uses a word called chakkuma puriso. One with good eyes can only see this. We are unfortunately blind. We can only see what is shown to us. It's okay. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but that's kayagatasati. The sati awareness of what is inside this body pinches you. And once it pinches, you throw it. Once you throw it, it breaks. Once it breaks, there's relief from suffering. Because I was all along holding the shit in my hand, and somebody came by, like the Buddha, and said to me, Vilas, just see what is there. No, 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 it is very good one. Just see. Now, what had happened is, the story goes like this. There was a pot, and my father handed over the pot to me, as his father handed over that pot to him, and his father gave the pot to him. So, like that, 7 generations. So they had done that. Seeing that there is treasure inside this pot. So we should ensure that it doesn't break. So my great grandfather gave it to his son and his son and his son and his son and his son. And it came to my hand. One day, when I was carrying it, I tripped and the pot fell down. Then when I saw what's there inside this pot, I found nothing except for shit, which had become like a fossil. Not a like a, it's a fossil. So I took to the people who can do the carbon dating, and then they said this is fossil. And they look at the contents. It has all kind of minerals. Gold is at point so and so, silver. So if I take a periodic table, it has all carbon based things, which is organic chemistry basically. If I see the isotopes of these, since I can understand chemistry, I can look at the isotopes and see what do I get. And I find it's only carbon. There's nothing out there. And I feel, oh my God. So the difference between graphite and diamond is that they both are the same properties. There's nothing called diamond other than graphite. Hmm, pretty bad. So then I look at the atomic constellation of that. See, not worth it. So what I do is this piece of diamond, I throw it. Yeah, indeed, my father was right. This treasure. So when they cleaned it up, this diamond. The chemical combination did not show me diamond. What I did, threw it on the floor. Looking at the diamond, so many people jumped in. Take that, it was chaos. But for me, it was relief. Why? Because there was no diamond to begin with. So what I did, just sat, looking at these mad people fighting for that stone. And nobody is even willing to talk to me because I've thrown it. Now, who is in sansara? Who is in nibbana? You have the answer. I'm sitting there and watching the drama of existence unfold, where people are fighting, hitting each other, killing each other for that piece of stone, while I am untouched and nobody even cares that I'm sitting there. As long as I'm not jumping into that crowd, nobody comes near me. It's my diamond. I was the owner of the diamond few moments ago, a few hours ago. And I went to the chemist to find out the chemical combination, all that. And I, being a chemistry person, I felt not worth it. So the dispassion arose in me because I saw the nibbida, it means disillusioned. I saw it's only carbon. There's nothing beyond that. So I threw it, gave up. Anutpada nibbana dhatu. Right? That's what I wrote the first one. Anutpada. So I'm just sitting there and watching. These people are holding sticks, hitting each other. One guy has opened the gun, trying to shoot the other one down, but he doesn't understand his body is also carbon. And so that the other person's body. And also what he's holding as a diamond. It's just carbon. Nobody owns a diamond because nobody owns a body. So then I get into the second one and the third one like that. So I got into Nibbidda, Viraga, Nirodha, Upasamaya, Bhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbana. Just watching the world go by and I'm released. That's the end of suffering. Now I come back to the world again, not being attached. I no longer have a wife because she was there. Now it is only carbon. And all the things which are here is also carbon. This body is also carbon. So what I do? I come here, take the chemistry book, organic chemistry, and I read through it. And I thank the person who found organic chemistry. So that's all what it is. It's only chemical combinations, nothing else. Then what happens? I keep doing whatever I'm doing, going to office, coming back home, doing this, eating this, but with sati, with mindfulness, that there's nothing out there. So that's all I had. Unless you have something to discuss or comment or question. All silent?
I think Arya has a question.
Yes, May, go ahead. Harry has a question. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's a small question. You were saying there are three cases you get depressed. The first two is easier to understand, but the third case you said if you couldn't see, you'd get depressed. But I thought if you couldn't see, then you'd just be seeing like everyone else. So how would you be depressed?
No, because you have taken it inside, but you can't see it. See, now I say like this, what is coming down under is what is put from the mouth. So I'm asking you to watch the below thing, then here. Then what happens? If the person is deluded, he can't see it. He'll feel disgusted, gets depressed. Instead of wisdom, it leads more into ignorance. He starts to get freaked out. The freaking out happens when there is ignorance, avidya. Yes.
So I guess instead of seeing both are the same thing, he start to his mind get agitated because he see it as so disgusting, not knowing it's the same thing.
Yeah. See this. Why do we have to stand in a line? Just think it over. Why should you stand in a line? When you're buying something, you stand in a line. Why? Because it becomes chaos. But atoms are chaotic. So to put in more energy to put them in line rather than being chaotic. So if somebody has learned in their engineering or in their college law of thermodynamics, would know it. It's chaos. Atoms, if you want them to stay in a particular thing, you have to add more heat to it so that it comes together. Other by nature, it will disperse. So what do? We force people to stand in a line because they're atoms, basically. So by force, they are following something. Even in the office, you have office decorum and this and that and ethics and everything down under, saying that this is what our organization is, this is what. When you say organization, you're organizing it, right? By nature, they don't organize, they're disorganized. And hence, India is a good place to see what is disorganized setup. Meaning, anybody can urinate anywhere in this whole country because it's disorganized. Organized here is that you make sure they don't do it because then they'll fine. So, because of the fine, they will not do it. You see this fun. But Indians have found a way of doing it. They bribe. They get caught. Say, sorry, I will not do again. Sir, please do something. Then that guy will say, and he will have to hold here. I don't know why he has to hold here, but anyway. So then that police guy will be saying, no, no. Then he says, sir, please, sir, you know why I did this. He'll give some answer. And then that police also knows that he will be a consistent offender. Then he takes the bribe. So why are we corrupt? You heard me ask this question. It's because you're not fined. Simple. If you are fined, you will fall in line. That's it. So when you say organization, that means there's something to organize, right? That's the reason we use that word organize. That means by nature it's disorganized. So you make it organized. So when it is organized, you have to follow the norms of the organization. There's a discipline. Means you bring in something to say if you don't do this, an action will be taken against you. So that is called as ethics. So when I say I will be ethical, is to organize, not to disorganize. I don't kill because I will get killed in the same way. So there's penalty for doing something. If I don't want to suffer that consequence, what should I do? Refrain from killing. If something shouldn't be picked up from mine, what belong to me, then I should not pick something which doesn't belong to me. That's organized. If I don't want enmity with anyone, you better don't have affair with another woman who is married or she is engaged or she is with so and so. So Buddha explains that all of those kinds. Then you don't have an affair. You don't want that, right? No, I don't want. Excellent. Don't have sexual intercourse in case you don't want to come to the human realm of existence. Oh, yeah, wait a second. Oh, yes, we started from there. How did I enter up here? Well, listen to Adam and Eve's story. That's exactly what it says. God banished them from heaven. This is exactly what they are saying. And what did the God do to that Eve? He said, you bear the child and you struggle with pregnancy and you get menstrual cycles. That was a curse from the God. So from that time onwards, the Eve, all our Eves, will have this. Is God cruel in that case? Now, which idiot asked you to do this? So, why I don't engage in sexual activity? Not because there's something going to happen to me. No, I will not be born in human existence. Simple. So then, should you see women? No. What will you do seeing them? Don't see. Should I see man? No. If you're a woman, don't see a man. If you're a man, don't see a woman. If you don't want God to curse you, better don't do that. You want to go to kingdom of heaven, right? So then better not do this. Ah, that's ethical, right? So on Uposatta day, what is said? Don't engage in sexual activity. At least on that day. Why? At least on that day, you know what is abhasara realm. From the place where you started the journey. You shouldn't have come here. You shouldn't have come here. And you have come here out of sinful acts. Is there a possibility that you can reverse the sins and go back? Ah, that's the reason. Yes, that's the reason. And then don't do the four things through speech: lying, slander, harsh speech, and empty speech, frivolous speech. Don't do that. And then don't do the other three things: abhiccha, asking for more than what you have; vyapada, don't get upset; michhaditti, don't have the wrong views. That's it. You go back from where you came. So you're organizing it. You were disorganized. Now you're organized. And that's all what it is. You're just finding your way back home. That's what I'm supposed to do. If wisdom opens up, I'll not feel disgusted. If wisdom doesn't open up, I feel strain of non-killing, non-stealing, all of that, because so used to that. Somebody says to me, don't have sexual intercourse, Vilas. But I'm having sexual intercourse in my mind. I'm not touching any woman. But when I close my eyes, wonderful sceneries of sex is going on. You don't have to watch pornography. My mind itself is creating pornography. I'm watching it. Should I do that? Your choice. You want to come back here? Yes, please. No, I don't want to come back. Then don't do it. Oh, but doctor says that you should masturbate at least once in a month. Whoever says whatever, you want to be here or you don't want to be here? Question is that. You want to be here, don't worry about the other sex. You don't want to be here. Sorry, you want to be here, think about the other sex. And you don't want to be here, don't go near. Oh, how is that possible? In the office, we need to see. Yes, understandable. Don't put your eyes in such a way that it sticks there. Be mindful. Be aware that this is not the place you're supposed to be. That's exactly what Buddha says to Ananda in Mahaparinibbana Sutta. When Ananda asks, with relation to woman, what should be done? If they are coming, don't see Ananda. Now they have come. Don't speak Ananda. The already spoken. Be mindful. Why? Because women have emotions. Men have no emotions. Men have sex in the mind. Women have emotion in the mind. So now it's a great combination to have. You get emotions. There you get the body. So now, if you take every woman as a mother, in real sense, not just, I consider you as my mother or whatever. No, in real sense, you can see the pain there that a woman undergoes just to maintain life. So you feel so overwhelmed that every woman in your life fulfills the dream of entering any womb at all. Ultimately, you would have entered one womb and the next womb and the next womb and the next womb and the next womb. So by considering everyone as a mother, you have cut off womb existence again. Now you can go and celebrate. Because the girl is gone. Or a beautiful girl, ugly girl, this, that. You've seen what is inside. It's just a mother. If you do like that, can you not stay with a woman? You can. Because there's no woman in the first place. All that you have is a mother. It doesn't matter which mother. It's all a mother only. Now you can see all wombs are the same, irrespective which womb you come out from. So what's the difference? Nothing. Now, do you wish to have sex with someone? No. In fact, that removes it totally. You're cured of the malady of having sexual thoughts. And that's it. You will never come back again because that from the chitta, that is gone. So from an unorganized person, I become literally organized person. It's relief from suffering. What suffering? Coming into this existence. So shouldn't I celebrate? I think I should. Through what? Compassion. You don't have to go and eat some chocolates or ice cream or whatever it is. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to come to womb existence. The very act of doing that shows that you're going to come back because it's kamachanda. It's better go and be compassionate and have a loving kindness for all. Now, if I see a dog in a sexual intercourse, see pain, then you see a hyena, or if you see a cow or a cat or whatever mammals, you see the pain it undergoes. And then when you see humans getting married, you wish had they understood this, that they could have ended the suffering. They missed it. And when you see, like my niece, she dances, she wears some crazy clothes, and then you see pain there. Not because she shouldn't wear, she can wear, but she is deluded. What happens? She again becomes a mother. That's it. Nothing else happens. Oh, I love being mother. Please enjoy. So then the question comes, shouldn't be a mother? They should be. Absolutely. But do you want to come here again? That's the question you should ask yourself. If not, leave the place and don't leave a small trace which can bring back the consciousness to this existence. And it is gone. So do you suffer? If you are not suffering here, you will not suffer anywhere. If you're suffering here, you continue suffering. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't go to work. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't eat. We can do everything, except for attaching to it. Because you don't possess anything, including the womb. So given off the womb. So do I not have many women are there with me? Okay, no issues. But all are mothers, they are not women. Not a single one is a woman. Nourished completely. So at my home, I have two mothers, right? Which you have seen, that's sufficient. I don't have a wife. If I have a wife, I have a problem. Then everything starts. I don't have. So can I be with my mother? Yes, you can. Absolutely. Beyond doubt. Because already born. You don't require another womb existence. That's it. On Kayagatasati, part 1. Any questions or should we end? I think it's become too serious. And maybe too emotional also. May, what do you think?
Oh, it's hang on, I'll just leave the noisy room. No, it's very good. Actually, I was going to say something, but I thought it was too serious. But I once listened to a monk, and he was saying how to contemplate as you walk past a shop that sells toilets, and contemplate why the toilet is dirty. You know, who makes it dirty? What makes it dirty? He said the toilet's not dirty. See, think about who makes it dirty. So it's a similar concept to what you've said today. And when you said, there's no woman, there's no man, I mean, I was at a case today. Somebody had a surgery. A woman had a surgery for a particular cyst, and then I looked up, where this origin of the cyst was, and it's some kind of remnant from the embryo, and obviously that remnant either turns into female or male. Obviously, it had become something in between, and which is why, and like you said, if really there is no man, no female, but I know that our minds are in tune to see it, so it's a little bit tricky until your mind can see the origin. You can, it's almost like you have to break it apart to see the origin, what is made out of, like you said, see the diamond as what is the components. Like if you look at a car, if you actually break it into pieces, it's piece of window, piece of light, a piece of tire. There is no car out there. So yeah, I think it's about breaking everything into its original parts. I think that's the where the mind has to go to.
That is what is Yatha Bhuta Jnana, seeing the things as they are, not as they're presented.
I think the mind is used to seeing the whole thing, the whole package.
In fact, May, the thing what you said is so true that when they say PCOD, polycystic ovarian disorder, it's a basic thing that there's a cyst which has got formed in the ovarian tubes. And that is a remnant of an embryo. If many girls here have PCOD, so they should know that what it really means. How did the cyst form?
Yes.
It's just a flesh which is lying there and blocking the ovarian tube to not fulfill what it should do.
Yes. And if you remove the outer layers, what's underneath, like the skeleton, the organs, it's actually like, other than the reproductive organs, everything else is pretty much the same.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, if you take the female reproductory stuff, it looks something weird. Actually, it's just like a bag and some hole to the bag.
Mm.
That's all what it is.
And in the embryo, it's actually one thing which then just divides into something different. So it started all exactly the same. You just go back, keep going,
yes, you just go back, and then
go backwards.
you go back to the blastocyst stage, and then you see there's nothing out there. There's foolishness to consider the blastocyst thing to be a son or a daughter. It's weird.
And then if you want to take it back even further, if you go back to before humans exist, you think, well, there's no humans then.
Yeah, there's no human either.
They were just bacteria.
It's just a bacteria. It's a colony of bacteria. Even now, there's 70-80% of a body is bacterial. Maybe the number of cells of bacteria outnumbers the human cells.
Yes, I think somebody said as well. It's actually about the gut, about how much it's all about the microbiome in our medical world at the moment. So they said there's more bacteria. You are more bacteria than you are human. Really,
yeah,
that's what
true.
They say as well.
And I was telling someone, I don't know whom I said this. I said you should watch. Your RBC will die every 120 days, and they commit suicide. They are meant to commit suicide. And why the suicidal thought comes in a human is because the RBC themselves, by its own nature, commit suicide. After 120 days, in fact, the way it removes the food of the nucleus and it starts to shake, you should see the dying moment of a RBC. And in its place comes a new RBC, which is not having so much as the previous one, and the aging starts. So the previous one was much better than the new one, and the new one, and the new one, and the new one. So it's like photocopying the same thing again and again till it fades out. So sickening, actually. And hence you get out of disillusionment. Your illusion is gone. So you see in the kaya, in and out.
I think, like you said a long time ago in the previous chats, you mentioned about, which was good, was looking at kind of like the Thai they talk about the head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. And you talked about looking at your hair every time you have a shower, you can see the your hair is coming out and you're losing it. And then you talked about kayadama and vayadama the other day, and sankata, and you can meditate on everything. You just go and have a shower and you can see everything happening, and you can see udaya, vaya, you can see it all happening. So I think it's there. I think the dharma is there every moment. It's just we just have to see it.
Yeah, we should see it because we don't have eyes to see it. That's the only difference. We have these fleshy eyes. It can only see flesh things. Nothing else than that. Anyway,
train the mind.
Yeah, in this life, I've seen so many mothers. I feel so overwhelmed with joy. So I have removed the existence once and for all in human realm.
Very happy for you.
Thank you. And I'm going to see you as a mother in another month's time. Another mother.
Yes. Looking forward.
Yeah, same here. I've not seen you as a you. So let me see you as you. Another mother to be added. Okay, so should we end for the day, or I don't mind. I've got nothing holding me. Should we?
Yep.
All
Thank
good.
You.
Thanks
Thank
everyone.
you.
Then thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.